welcome to the Hallmarkies podcast. And today we have a very exciting actor interview for you. We love talking with the actors. And today we're talking with from Providence Falls. We have Felicia Simone here with us. And Felicia, thank you so much for coming on and talking with us.
Hello, hi everyone. Thank you so much for having me, Rachel.
Yeah, it's so great to get to meet you. And since this is your first time on the podcast, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about how you got inspired to get into acting?
Oh my goodness.
I know, big one.
Wow. My name is Felicia Simone. I'm an actress, writer, and producer as well. Acting was always in my blood. I went to an art school, so I did cheerleading, dance, and theater. But then at the time, I was actually a bit insecure to say that I wanted to pursue acting full time, so I went into pharmacy.
Oh,
So I did
wow.
that for a few years, and then I just came across some amazing people who inspired me and told me, go for what you want, put it out there. So after a few years doing pharmacy, I decided, you know what, I want to pursue acting full time. And here
Yeah.
I am. Yeah.
Well, and I guess you always have that in your back pocket to,
Yeah.
never.
Exactly. I'm
So
so
that's
proud
good.
of it. Like, I'm glad I went to school. But yeah, made the switch up.
hmm So did you grow up in Vancouver?
No, I'm from Alberta. I grew up
Yeah.
in
Okay.
Edmonton and I lived in Toronto for a while and then I made the move to Vancouver.
Nice. Yeah. Wow. So was it something, did you act like growing up like in school plays and things like that?
Yeah, so I knew it's funny what ignited this passion was Bring It On, the first one. So I remember
Oh,
seeing
okay.
that and I was like, I want to go to this art school because it had cheerleading and it had theater. So that's where everything kind of started. And then in Toronto, that was mainly my pharmacy life. And I did a few things here and there. And that's where my series was created or when I got started. So I'm sure we'll
Again,
get.
you did a web series, right?
I did a web series, yeah, it's titled The Dating App Chronicles, and it was just a project at the time to get me and my friends working to have some fun, but it was well received
hmm
in festivals. So I was like, hey, people want to hear my story. So I wrote the
Yeah.
TV adaptation, and right now we're pitching it to networks.
Nice. That's
Yeah,
cool.
thank
Yeah.
you. I'm excited.
Very, very cool. Do you remember the first time you were ever on camera?
Oh gosh. I think it was junior high. I love thriller and horror, so my
Uh-huh.
my best friend Jody and I, we had a smiley face pillow. So the title was the Smiley Face Killer, and it was, as you can imagine, we're 13 and, zero production values. That was the first time I was on camera.
Smiley face
I
killer.
know. Scary, very scary.
Yeah,
So I
sounds
did a
grim.
couple of those like cheesy ones, and then
Yeah.
professionally, I did The Expanse. So that was my first
Oh,
professional
okay.
credit, my first time doing a stunt. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah. Were you super nervous your first time?
Yeah, it's so nerve-wracking because there's so many people and everyone is lovely most of the time, but it's just, time is money, it's go, go, go. So you got to be,
hmm
on it. And it definitely is nerve-wracking, but you got to push those nerves out of the way because you just have to be on it.
Ho, ho, ho! We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies Patreon.
Do you love Hallmarkies podcasts, especially at Christmas?
Do you enjoy the holiday previews, recaps, interviews, and bonus episodes?
If the answer is yes, please consider supporting the Hallmarkies Patreon. We need your help to do what we do both during the Christmas season and all year round.
But not only do you help a podcast led by strong, independent women by becoming a Patreon, you get to become a part of the Hallmarkies family.
Starting at only $2 a month as a patron, you will have access to our Facebook Patreon group where we talk about the movies, shows, and more all year.
We also have many monthly patron watch-alongs with guests like Lacey Chabert, Natalie Hall, Paul Campbell, Mary Lou Henner, and more, giving their behind-the-scenes details of their films.
As a patron, you also have the chance to provide input into the podcast and even join us at different tiers.
So this Christmas season, spread some cheer to the Hallmarkies Patreon and become a member today. You won't regret it.
Go to patreon.com/hallmarkies to learn more.
That's patreon.com/Hallmarkies.
I was excited to see that you were on Schmigadoon for an episode of
Yes.
Schmigadoon. I loved that show. I was devastated that they
Oh,
didn't get season three, especially when they have it all written. Oh,
I know. It was so much fun, and I was a huge fan of season one before I got
mhm.
on. So being on season 2 and the costuming and then seeing, Ariana sing live was incredible. But apparently it's going on Broadway, either off Broadway or Broadway, but they're doing a musical of it.
Yeah. I think it'll still just be that first season though. I mean, they did it at the Kennedy Center. I don't know but I don't think we'll ever get what was written for season 3.
Oh, I actually didn't know season 3 was written. I wanted to see like what era they
Oh,
were going to do.
well, at least Single Paul, he said that on his Twitter that they had, I think, 23 songs written. I mean, it was done. It was ready.
We
And
were
you just
robbed.
like, oh, the like Les Mis, Cats, Phantom, like all of those great 80s shows. Oh,
Oh my goodness. I still have hope maybe someone will pick it up because, and it was shot in Vancouver, so amazing for everyone here. And the
yeah.
show alone is, I love
It's just
musicals. I
sad
love
that
Schmigadoon.
it's sad that a show like Schmigadoon only gets 2 seasons and a totally garbage show like And Just Like That gets 3 seasons. Like there's no justice in the world.
Oh no. Well, maybe. Fingers crossed. Fingers
Yeah.
crossed.
But are you so you were a singer as well?
I do sing, yes. I'm not classically trained, I will say, but I love to sing. And when I audition, I will sing. For Schmigadoon, we did sing for the audition. The final cut, though, it wasn't us, I will say, but we did do singing like during the rehearsals and shooting and stuff.
Mm-hmm. So you were in both of the Wiseman movies. So
Yeah.
you were in the firehouse, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So did you get to interact with any of the other guys, or was it just mainly Andrew?
It was mainly Andrew. In the first movie, there was a scene at the end, when they did the Christmas play and things like that. So there was a little bit of interaction. And it
Oh
was
yeah.
fun just to be around like everyone else, like the background actors and the fake snow and all that kind of stuff. But it was mainly Andrew, and he's so, so lovely, such a lovely person, such a talented actor.
Yeah, he's super nice. Super nice.
Yeah.
And, so that seems like it would be a fun set to be a part of.
Oh, so fun. So always laughter on that set, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, this is David from the Piecing It Together podcast, a podcast about movies and the movies that inspire them. For over 4 years, each week, a guest and I take a look at a new movie through the lens of what other movies we think were either an influence or connect in some other way. It's a fun, unique way to discuss films that leads to a great list of other movies to check out that either explore the same themes and ideas or maybe utilize similar filmmaking techniques. Including special episodes in our side series that twist the format, we've done over 200 episodes, so there's bound to be one on a film you've been thinking about and want to dig deeper into. So check us out on all the major podcasting apps and at piecingpod.com.
Well, Providence Falls, this was so exciting for us in the Hallmark fandom because it was just so different than anything they'd ever done and so effective. And so how did you end up getting the role of Suzette? How did that come to play?
So just like everything else, I auditioned. It was quite interesting because when I first auditioned for Suzette, it was, they call them sides, which is just pieces of the script from episode 1, from the first movie. So it was, Suzette, quirky, Cora's best friend, and, helping her choose between, the 2 guys in her love triangle. But then when they had me read again, they gave me pieces from the 3rd movie. So that's when I saw, there's some serious depth, there's a huge twist, and that was extremely exciting. And then they gave me some more notes on how to play Suzette. And then after that, luckily, I got the part.
Well, I should say to the listeners, we will be having some spoilers. So if you haven't seen Providence Falls, because I really want to talk about it.
It's all out now. Yeah.
So you can skip ahead if you haven't seen it, but you should see it. It's really good. So was it fun playing a role with like a big surprise? And were you kind of watching family, friends, anybody who's watching, the fans watching and being like, oh,
Absolutely. It was so much fun. It was even fun during our read through. We had read throughs over Zoom and seeing people's like, oh my goodness, reaction. And everybody, the directors and Joanna, our executive producer, they were so supportive and excited for Suzette's storyline.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, the character has guilt. I had guilt as a person, because Cora and we get along so well on camera and having these cute moments. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, there's an
Oh,
ulterior motive here.
I got an elevator over there.
Yeah, exactly. Right after I just saw Cora, like, come on, what's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. I was genuinely surprised. I didn't see that coming. I
Oh,
shouldn't have been because your response to somebody's an angel was so like normal that like
quick.
you were just gonna like, oh, okay. I
Like,
was
this
like,
is gonna blow Cora's mind. Like, let's go. Yeah. And
yeah.
even, Liam was like, you're taking this far better than I would have thought.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Kind of brushing it off.
Yeah.
It's interesting to hear a lot of people saying they were surprised, and I saw some comments being like, Suzette's pretty suspicious. So it's
Yeah.
interesting seeing like the different,
In
perspectives.
retrospect, I was like, okay, it does kind of make sense.
Yeah,
But at the time, I was really surprised, and it was very fun.
I love that. That's great.
Yeah. Hmm. So, what's it like working with somebody like Evan and kind of building that chemistry that for your two characters? Because you don't have that much time together, so you have to make it really count.
Yeah, that's so true. But Evan and I, honestly, we just clicked right away. He reminds me of my best guy friends. He's so talented and I said this a million times, so effortlessly charming. So he was lovely to work with. And that scene in the third movie with the chairs, and I love that choreography. I love that scene. It was actually the last scene that we shot of the entire trilogy. So we really had that
Oh,
time
wow.
to play and, chat with Lucy and throw a bit of improv moments in there. And of course, by this time we're 3 months in, so the chemistry and the comfortability was already there. So that scene was just so much fun to do.
Yeah, that must have been nice that you got to spend more time than these typical movie of the week get to do because there are three of them.
Absolutely. I always say that's usually every actor's dream is because once you're starting out, they call them day players. You're on set for one day, it's a quick in and out. But, if you're blessed enough to have a role that spans, a month, 2 months, 3 months, you're really building that family dynamic with the cast and crew. And it makes, everything that
Mhm.
much easier.
Yeah. Do you think that it could have been a series if they because we feel like there was enough like in the lore of just the angels and the devils and the cases that they could have that they could have made this like I don't know if you've ever seen Drop Dead Diva, but I feel like this
Oh,
could
I've
have
heard of it.
been Drop Dead Diva, which is a show I adore, but that's with it's a very similar structure, but with a legal focus as opposed to
Yeah.
a police procedural focus. I know, I feel like it could. What do you think?
Well, it's based on the books. There's three books and three movies, but I think for a lot of projects, a full-blown series is possible. You can draw things out, like build on the relationships more, and especially because there's so much going on, like you have your procedural and your romance, we could have added a few more murders or a few more mysteries for Cora and Liam to solve. So I definitely think there's room for a series. A lot of people have been asking about that, and
Because
I
I
definitely think
feel
it's
like
possible.
they could have the one like weakness of the movie format was that I never really bought that Finn was her fate or was a viable option. Like it wasn't, it
Ah,
was just too, it was too obvious that it was Liam and there just wasn't enough time to build up both relationships and make them both, like I really enjoyed it. But I just feel like, oh, if we had like a series, you could make both Liam and Finn like really viable, like alternatives,
options.
you
Yeah, it's
know?
funny. I was chatting to my friends about that, and I think Liam just pops in everyone's mind because he's the bad boy, he's exciting, and of course Suzette's like pushing Cora towards Liam, and Suzette says, "I want excitement in Cora's life." But if you look back at the scenes, the moments she has with Finn, there's lots of chemistry there, like every time they're dancing and looking into each other's eyes. And Finn is just more standoffish. That's who he is as a person and more respectful. And Liam's very much a go-getter. So
Hmm.
right off the hop, it could seem like, yeah, her and Liam, electricity because of his personality. But Finn is on the softer side, but they have a lot of chemistry as well.
Hmm. So, what was it like in the scenes with Katie working together, acting together?
It was great. Katie made it so easy, right from the jump. She was so welcoming, and, we were texting like, oh my goodness, hey, Suzette. So just that relationship right off the top made it so easy to do the best friend scenes. And I mean, who doesn't want to hear the tea and the gossip about your friends' choices, and two amazing choices at that, I mean, come
Yeah,
on,
right.
Liam and Finn. So it was just so much fun to play and be in the scenes with her. She made it very easy.
Hmm. So, if you were going to pitch to somebody to watch these three movies, uh, what would be your sort of sales pitch? What would you say?
Oh my goodness. I would say these three movies have everything. It has the core of Hallmark, which is the romance and, happy ending, I would say. But it has a lot of romance and a lot of tension, and it has action and procedural. So often people like different kinds of genres, and these three movies really have a bit of everything. So romance and excitement being number one. So you definitely have to check it out.
So, you weren't exactly a villain, but you did have a little bit of a devious side. Was that fun?
That was fun. And, it was lovely because I've said this before. Our directors and Joanna wanted to make sure that Suzette wasn't perceived as a villain. And she just had a very difficult choice to make, as did majority of the characters. So, the scenes with Niall, like with Bale, they were a lot of fun to play. And the ending scene with Cora was very emotional. It might seem weird for me to say that was fun to play, but again, you're going through different emotions on set, so it was nice to explore that and release that at the end, and then have that reconciliation between the two characters.
Was this all shot in Vancouver?
Majority was shot in Vancouver. All the Ireland scenes, they went to Ireland, so they were all
Oh,
shot
did
at the
they?
same time. Yes, beautifully shot. All the costumes and the locations and everything just turned out beautifully, as you saw, very cinematic. But so yeah, technically two locations, but majority in
Hmm.
Vancouver.
Were you sad that you didn't get to wear any period dress?
Of
Any?
course, that would be so much fun. I was like, give Suzette a corset. Like, doesn't even have to be in
Yeah.
Ireland. It's something she would wear. just just going to the bar.
Yeah.
But when everybody came back, they were so excited and showing, pictures and, and we're all in this process together. So, I was just excited for them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I really enjoyed it. I thought it
So
was
glad.
very entertaining, very well made, and so way to go to everybody involved. It was really
Yes,
good.
thank you. I'm
I
so
liked it
glad
a
you
lot.
enjoyed it.
We'd like to take a second and thank our sponsor for this episode of the podcast. It's the Hallmarkies merch store.
Are you looking for that perfect gift for the postable, hardy, or Hallmarky in your life?
What about getting that t-shirt or hoodie that will help you stand out at your next holiday party?
Now is the time to check out the Hallmarkies merch store.
Full of festive designs by artists like Jessica Miller, Carrie from Hallmark Comics, and more.
You can even have more than just shirts, but totes, cell phone cases, notebooks, mugs, and more.
And it isn't just Hallmark. We have designs for Anna Green Gables, Man from Snowy River, The Nanny, and more.
Every purchase at the merch store goes to help support the podcast and allows us to make the great content you know and love.
There are frequent sales, so go to tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies or see the link in the description.
That's tpublic.com/stores/hallmarkies.
So we have some fun get to know you questions
Oh,
we like to
okay.
ask her. So first question is, what is the best ice cream flavor?
Oh my goodness, I'm so simple. Neapolitan is my favorite.
Ah,
Something
well,
about
hey,
the strawberry and chocolate together.
yeah. Well,
So
simple
good.
three flavors, not that simple.
Oh, is it right? Exactly.
Yeah.
All at once. Yeah.
Okay, good. What is your favorite color?
Green.
Oh, it's good for Hallmark,
Yes.
Christmassy,
Yes.
What music are you into?
Oh, I'm very eclectic. It really depends on my mood. I love disco. Anything I feel like from the 80s to the 2000s is my favorite. So rock, pop, and disco in that era.
Mm, nice. Okay, what is your go-to date night food?
Oh my goodness. My go-to food is just always like pizza and pasta. Honestly, if it's a date, they got to see me for who I am. So pasta. No matter how messy it's gonna be, they got to see that from the start. So
Yeah.
we're gonna say pasta.
Yeah. Hey, that's a good philosophy.
Yeah.
All right. What is your go-to date night activity if you're going out doing something?
For me, a first date, I always like to go for a walk, keep it low key and simple, and anyone can have an exit if they're not feeling the
Okay.
vibe. So a walk or coffee. I feel like dinner is very,
Yeah.
okay, we have to see this out and who's going to pay. But a walk is simple. See if you like each other.
That's really smart because you're not in
Oh,
for like a huge commitment, like a 2-hour movie or yeah, a longer, activity, a concert or something like that. That's a long time.
absolutely. And I've been in situations where I'm like, okay, usually know in the first few minutes, but you got to
Yeah.
commit. You don't want to be rude. So a walk is nice and easy.
It's like on How I Met Your Mother, the lemon law is
Oh, no, I haven't seen
is
that.
yeah, it's a thing that Barney Stinson, he says the lemon law that they should make it a part of dating that can you can figure out that somebody's a lemon for you in the first 10 minutes and then
Yeah.
no hard feelings, done.
Oh,
What?
I saw that in another movie. They said automatic outs, and during the date, they were just like, "No thanks." And she's like, "Pardon? No, thank you." I wouldn't want that. That's too abrupt. No, no, no.
Yeah, I wouldn't
I'm
because
feeling
I
you.
think I would be the lemon far too often,
Yeah.
probably. I think I don't have the confidence, but I do think it is probably kind of true that you do know if there's
Some,
potential with a lot of people at least pretty
yeah,
quickly. I think that is
absolutely.
true.
Absolutely. But the nicer way would be to go for a walk. Oh, shoot, I gotta get
Yeah,
going, but it's lovely meeting you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and I always figure I let anybody buy me a meal. You know, what are you
Yeah.
gonna lose?
Do you mind if I take it to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, which do you like better, dogs or cats?
Oh my goodness. I love all animals, but dogs hands down.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Which do you like better, beaches or mountains?
Beaches.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. What is your favorite holiday to celebrate?
Christmas.
Mm,
Halloween's a close second because it's
yeah.
fun, but Christmas for sure.
Do you have any epic Halloween costumes?
No, I never celebrated as a kid. So it's just the vibe, like fall and the pumpkin spice lattes, and I love
Yeah.
throwing horror movies. So it was really about that for me and
Mm,
not so much like the dressing up.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Christmas, it's hard to beat because it's like a whole season.
Yeah.
It's not just a one day.
Exactly. Like when the
So,
day comes, that's when you kind of start to get sad because you're like, it's Boxing
that's
Day and
true,
then you go back to work.
especially in Hallmark world.
Yeah,
It's like,
that's why I love Hallmark. It's Christmas and
yeah,
summer, anytime.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. All right. What is your favorite Hallmark or romantic movie?
Ooh, well, I gotta say Three Wise Men. Um, and I recently watched, not recently actually, Santa Claus. That was so
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, that
I
was
love
fun.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a good one.
Kimberly's in that too.
Exactly. So like
Hmm.
the writing it was so funny. So good.
Hmm. Well, very good. You did it. You answered all the questions.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, it was so great to meet you. Thank you so much for coming and talk with us. And we look forward to seeing what you do next. You got anything on the horizons coming up or anything?
Yeah, I'm on set with Hallmark again. I can't say for what,
Okay,
but I'm always grateful to be brought back and I'm excited for that. And my
great.
project, if you want to follow the journey, you can
Oh,
follow us on
yeah.
Instagram, Dating App Chronicles. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now for me.
Great. Well, we'll put that all in the description. And if people want to follow you, I guess they can follow the show, but your personal social media, do you have anything like that you
Yeah,
want to
I have an
share?
Instagram, so it's its.f as in Frank Simone.
Great. We'd like to thank Felicia for coming on the podcast. This was so much fun to get to talk with her. Hope you enjoyed the interview. Let us know what you think about all the different things we talked about in the description. Make sure you check out our interview with Lucy Guest, the director of Providence Falls, and our recap. We would sure appreciate that. And if you are listening on iTunes, please leave your ratings and reviews. If you are watching on YouTube, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel. We'd appreciate that so much. And make sure that you're following us on all the socials, Hallmarkies Pod, Hallmarkies Podcast. You can follow me at Rachel's Reviews all over the place. and check out our Patreon. That's the biggest way you can support everything that we're doing. And you can be part of watch-alongs and other bonus episodes and content. Definitely take a look at the Patreon. We really try to make it worth your while. And then we have the merch store where we have tons of fun Hallmark and other movie-inspired merch. Take a look at that. And thanks so much again to Felicia. And we'll talk to you later. Bye.